ForTheFans, welcome back to an episode of the Complete Liverpool Playthrough. It's me, Dr. Benji FM, and the transfer window is over. The only real thing that happened in the transfer window is that Alexander Arnold was subject to an £80 million bid, and I rejected it and gave him a new contract. Now, West Ham came in for him. Honestly, that's all that happened. I would have shown you more if I felt like there was more to show. There really wasn't, so don't worry about it. Also, we registered our Champions League squad, which is quite easy, and we're probably going to fail FFP. For those of you that will leave the comment, well, I thought this was a complete playthrough. Nothing happened. I figured we'd take the time to get to a game. Just trust me. Right then, we've got Newcastle today, and we're in another situation where we're looking to bounce back. We're currently 11th in the league table. We've had 2 wins, 2 defeats. Again, we've beaten the supposed better sides, and we've lost to the supposed good side. We've lost to the better sides. We've beaten the poorer sides, and Newcastle are probably somewhere in the middle. Newly promoted, but have had a good start to the season. We'll have to see how we get on against them. It should be a tough-ish game, so we'll see how we fare. Aguero is nearly back to full fitness. He's back in training at least. The same sadly can't be said for players like Kevin De Bruyne, who are still out unavailable. And marvellous news, as I'm talking about that, not only is Alexander Arnold injured after international duty, Sergio Aguero has now picked up another injury after kicking the ball. So for everyone that said, don't sign Aguero, he's injury prone. Yes, he is. Right then, well that's good. He will also miss the Champions League game, which will be next episode. Tomorrow's episode will be, at the weekend, will be Copenhagen and, or Copenhagen and Crystal Palace. So 2 games for you. Basically, we've got lots of 2-game episodes coming up now. So if that's the sort of thing you're interested in, then my word, are you about to have some fun? Because we're going to, there'll be longer episodes coming your way. Right then, folks, let's see who we got saving the game. Brilliant. Well, this has gone well, isn't it? This gives me a good opportunity, actually. Just did some research online before we started recording, and this is going to surprise many of you. It was a shock to my system that Gonzalo Higuain, in fact, plays for Juventus and signed a few years ago for a huge fee. He's not at Napoli, folks. I don't know why on earth I thought that. I watched the Champions League final in which he featured. I don't know what went. Sometimes, okay, I'll level with you, folks. I record these shortly after I wake up. I think I was still asleep in yesterday's episode, and based on the performance, I think Liverpool's players were as well. So, sorry for all the confusion. Luckily, though, not many people mentioned it in the comment section. Oh, just remembering, everyone mentioned it in the comment section. So thank you for picking up on my mistakes, folks. I do appreciate it. Right, things aren't looking good. We had a different start. Let's do a little bit of a team meeting. Oh, good, we can't. There is no reason to hold a team meeting. I disagree. Our morale is not good. So let's go through the side then. What we're going to pick for today's game. Hart will keep his place in goal, although Karius at some point might be featuring if Hart continues to have a bit of a tough time of it. He's not having the greatest season so far. Klein, Van Dijk, Matip, Kolasinac, Henderson, Nangolan. Pastore so far is in the centre, but things can change. I'm thinking, do we make said change? Henderson, I mean, no one's played very well so far. Mane is the only one. Actually, Mane and Nangolan are the only players that are coming out with any credit whatsoever so far this season. It might be time for a little mix around. Let's get Jetro Williams in there, and let's bring Jorginho Wijnaldum in as well for Jordan Henderson and see if that just alters things a little bit. The other issue, of course, is the problem with Pastore, and at this point, folks, we're just going to drop him, play Firmino in behind, and then bring in a man that deserves more of a chance, I dare say, Divock Origi. Now, Mane and Keita are going to be the side. Firmino, in behind Origi then. Wijnaldum and then Golan. I mean, some lovely little names in the middle there. And the back line has had that one change with Williams coming in. Everything else is going to stay the same. Tactic-wise, we're going to keep it as we are. Actually, I might take pass into space off and work into box more. Yeah, we'll start with that. It might change. We've got a lot of pace, but I feel like we're not really creating enough clear-cut opportunities, especially in that City game. We didn't create anything. So I was a bit worried about that. Getting the ball into the box. We've got technical players out there, good passes of the ball as well. Hopefully that will make a little change, and hopefully we'll get some goals in this game. Right, we're playing Newcastle at Anfield. So, again, it should be a routine win. So far, they're unbeaten. 2 wins, 2 draws. It's looking pretty good for them. They've got Poulsen up front, Yusuf Poulsen, who they've signed from Red Bull Leipzig. So far, 2 goals, 2 assists. He's a man in form, and with 10 finishing, I'm sure he'll bag a hat-trick today. Richie and Tello either side of Ayoze Perez. They've got John Joe Shelby, Swift, Lazar, Dawson and Bemba, Anita, and Sells in goal. So they've not, in fairness, they've not strengthened massively, but they've made a couple of additions to the squad, which I'm sure you're aware of. Right then, we are favourites for the game. And apparently my team do not care, which is not... I'm going for the assertive, I have faith in you. They're not loving it, I'll say that much. Let's hopefully still manage to come out of this with a win, even if my team talk wasn't the best. There I am on the sideline, looking disinterested. That's good. And we will be shooting from the Kop end. I'm going logically based on where the tunnel is. We're starting... Well, which means in the second half, we'll be shooting towards the Kop, which is better. Should we reverse this so it looks realistic? Let's reverse it. I mean, we've got direct one, but we'll go close. And we will reverse the close. So now it looks as if you're watching it on the telly, essentially, especially if you're in England. I think for some broadcasters it does tend to change. But even so, here we go. Let's get rid of the league table. We'll keep the match stats up there, though, as the ball is put into the middle. And a first chance for us. But it looks actually like Newcastle might come away with this and maybe have a chance of their own. Flicked forward. Matip heads it back towards Keita. And Williams now will get a foot on it and bring it forward. Can he find some options in the middle? Keita's there waiting for it. Firmino too. And now Williams is really pushed up on that left-hand side. Ball whips into the middle. Oh, and there he is. Williams with a great ball in. Origi with the finish. Two men that have not had too many starts this season. Or, I mean, Origi's been a bit of a fringe player for me, to be honest. But that's a great goal for us. Oh, lovely reverse angle too. Firmino out to Williams. You can see Origi cutting across his man at the front post. Getting there first. Slight deflection. Slightly fortunate. But you still, if you don't have a shot, you can't score a goal. Is 99% of the time true. Occasionally own goals. So just telling you about, just learning about football together, folks. That's all that's happening right now. As the 38 minutes gone, the half has seen little highlights other than the goal, and it's now Newcastle who are maybe forming an attack. Of course, Rafa Benitez, I believe, is still manager. Former Liverpool manager, former Champions League winner with Liverpool. As Matt Ritchie's in on goal, and Joe Hart gets down on his knees and makes the save. Lovely save from him too. But it will be a corner kick to be taken by Anita. He whips it towards the back post. Dawson gets up. Cleared, though. Are we going to get on that? We are. Origi's there. Now, ordinarily, this is the end of the highlight. Great tackle by John Swift. Lovely action shot there down at the benches. Quite enjoyed that. Rarely do you see the benches just below. So I quite like the fact there. Just there. Anyway, 1-0 at half-time. Not a bad result so far. We've got to keep this going. I'm happy with the performance so far. I keep it up. That should be... I mean, they should be inspired by that, you would hope, wouldn't you? But, I mean, there's no guarantees in football. That's the problem. Mane, then, on this right-hand side. Where's he going to go? He's just taking... Okay, well, that was... It looked promising, didn't it? I think we all sat here and thought, well, there we go. Sadio Mane, ball into the middle. No, just run it out of play. That'll baffle the defenders, to be fair. They wouldn't have expected that. 55 minutes on the clock. The time is ticking away. Little highlights in this game, we've got to say. We're on key highlights. We're not seeing too much occur, though. And it's difficult to know whether we should make changes or not. I guess we'll look at the stats, the player ratings. 20 minutes to go. We'll pause it there. Matip's the only one that's struggling a little bit. We don't really have that many defenders to bring on. We could give Sacco a bit of a run out. But Matip, again, is having a very good game. It's that difficult conundrum where you've got a tired player. You don't want him to give away a penalty or anything like that. But at the same time, do you bring on a player like Sacco who's not really fully fit, but then again, Matip's having a good game. I think we will make the switch anyway. I'm taking the decision, not lightly, as has been clear. We could bring on Joe Gomez, but I think Sacco's just a better defender, so we'll make that switch. In the middle, everyone's having a very average game. Keita's having a bit of an indifferent game, but we don't have a natural winger to bring on. Salah is probably, well, actually, no, I mean, Salah's not a natural left winger. Like, he's good out there. I've just switched those two around by accident. He's good out there, but he's not, like, he prefers cutting in from the right-hand side. Do we make the switch? I think we should make the switch anyway. And then maybe in sort of 5-10 minutes, we'll get Firmino off, probably for Pastore. Firmino's having a little bit of a quiet game, we'll say. Quiet game. Not best in terms of fitness either. So we'll see how this develops for the next sort of 5-10 minutes. Hopefully with the changes, we won't be impacted too much by them. But it will give us a little boost. Here we are then. Klein in an attacking area. We've got a highlight, for goodness sake. That's something to be proud of. Klein's up on that right-hand side, you can see. Always makes that forward run. I will pause it there. Always makes that forward run. I wonder if Williams is on this left-hand side, pushing up as well. I would hope he is. Is he a bit further back? No, he's a bit further back. So interesting. When we had the ball on one side, I mean, he's drilled it all the way out to Joe Hart. When the ball up on one side, you saw Klein really pushing on. And now, will the reverse happen? Now Klein's pulled a little bit further back. I wonder down here if Williams is pushing on. Mane, he's been tackled, and he doesn't keep the ball either. Dummett brings it forward. Of course, we're looking to strike back with a win here, and now all of a sudden, Mane's pace gets beyond his defender. Ball into Origi, who volleys it emphatically into the back of the net. Holy smokes, 2-0 to Liverpool. A great counter-attacking move. I mean, it wasn't from our half or anything, but we won the ball back. Mane bursted down the line, and that's what you expect out of players like Sadio Mane. He picks the pass perfectly as well. The cross is excellent. And Origi, I mean, he shouldn't miss from there, but he finishes it off absolutely superbly. And there we are then. 2-0, a second of the game for Divock Origi and a great assist from Sadio Mane. And we will bring that change about now, especially now I've got the goal. Pastore on for Firmino. I want Pastore to do well. He's a player that a few years ago I really liked and thought that when PSG signed him, wow, that was going to be a real catalyst for his career. I've not really seen him light up a world stage or a European stage so far, so maybe this season could be a season. There's another chance. Is it Pastore time as he loses out in the header? Nangolan, though, he's got a player ahead of him. Origi's on the hat-trick, of course. It's launched forward, and the race is on. Luckily for us, though, Virgil van Dijk will win that. And it gives it back to Joe Hart, who finds a lovely pass to Sakho. Nice to see him back in the Liverpool shirt. Obviously, Jurgen Klopp's gone, so my relationship with Sakho is slightly different to Jurgen's, and I think we've got quite a good defender. This is the scrappiest play I've seen for a while. I mean, that will happen when you've got some absolute terriers in the centre. Back to Hart, though. Looks for a ball forward. Doesn't find its intended target. And Newcastle will come forward again. Jose Perez. Lovely slipped ball. Mitrovic is through. Oh, great save from Hart. I tell you, he's been relatively poor in recent weeks, but he's hanging on to that clean sheet. That, my friends, was a beautiful save. And the ball is now going to be whipped in by Anita again. We've seen these corners before. Wijnaldum heads it away against his former club, of course. Tello into Shelvey. Back to Mbemba. That's right. Dawson with it at his feet, and with not long to go in this game, we're wrapping things up very shortly. Anita whips in another corner, and that, my friends, should probably be that. And it is 2-0 at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Newcastle 0. We'll see where that leaves us in the league table. I do believe 3 wins now. We will have leapfrogged Newcastle. We have indeed. Into 7th position. I'm telling you what, Chelsea at the moment running away with it. Spurs as well, unbeaten in the league table, and that means we've got a lot of work to do if we're going to get the title. We were very close last season. We've got lots of work to do. If we could beat the likes of Chelsea, Arsenal, Manchester United, then we've got every chance. So far, though, against these bigger clubs, we've become a little bit unstuck. Hopefully with Aguero and De Bruyne back, that won't be the case, and I look forward to seeing you then. With Love With Care, then, that brings an end to today's episode. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, do drop a like. If you want to see some more, subscribe to the channel, and there'll be some more of these over the weekend. Goodbye.